Listen to me. Before you rush into your day, before you check your phone, before you let the world dictate how you feel, you got to stop and talk to yourself. Because every morning, you're either programming your mind for victory or setting yourself up for defeat. And I promise you this, the words you speak to yourself when the sun rises will decide whether you spend your day chasing life or controlling it. Most people roll out of bed already defeated. They wake up thinking about what went wrong yesterday, about who hurt them, about what they don't have. And then they wonder why the whole day feels heavy. They wonder why opportunities pass them by. They wonder why nothing changes. But I'm telling you right now, change doesn't start with money. It doesn't start with luck. It doesn't start with somebody else believing in you. Change starts the moment you open your mouth in the morning and declare who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. You think this is just motivational talk? No, this is survival. Because if you don't tell yourself the truth every morning, you're going to believe the lies life throws at you. And those lies will rob you of your energy, your confidence, and your future. That's why today I'm about to give you 10 things you tell yourself every single morning. Not suggestions, not nice thoughts. These are declarations. These are the weapons you need before you walk out the door. If you grab hold of this and actually live it, you won't just survive the day, you'll own it. You'll take back your mind, your grind, and your purpose. So don't sit back, don't get distracted. Lock in right now. Because if you really listen, if you really apply this, today might be the last day you ever wake up defeated. When I tell you that you have to wake up every single morning and remind yourself, I am in control of my day, not my circumstances. I mean it with everything inside of me, because too many of you let life bully you around. You wake up and the first thing you do is check your notifications, scroll through social media, look at the news. And right there, before you've even brushed your teeth, you've already surrendered control. You've already allowed somebody else's agenda, somebody else's highlight reel, somebody else's bad news to set the tone for your day. And then you wonder why you feel powerless, why you feel drained, why you feel like the day got away from you before it even started. Listen to me carefully. You can't live like that anymore. You've got to take your authority back. Every morning when you open your eyes, you have to declare it out loud. I control this day. My emotions, my choices, my energy, my focus, that belongs to me. Because if you don't speak that into existence, life will decide for you. Circumstances will dictate your attitude. And if your attitude is weak, everything that follows will collapse. Let me make it real for you. There are two types of people in the morning. One type wakes up and immediately reacts. The alarm goes off. They hit snooze 3 times. Already the clock is controlling them. Then they realize they're late, so the stress kicks in. That stress follows them into the shower, into the car, into the workplace, into every interaction. The whole day is them playing catch up, apologizing, running, panting, reacting. That's not control. That's slavery to circumstances. The second type wakes up, and before their feet even hit the floor, they speak life into their day. They set an intention. They decide, today I'm going to dominate. Today, I'm not going to let one distraction steal my peace. Today, I'm focused. And because they declare it, they move differently. They don't chase the day chases them. It's not magic. It's discipline. It's perspective. It's understanding that life will always throw storms your way, but you don't have to give those storms the power to decide how you move. Think about it. You can't control if it rains, but you can control if you complain or if you grab an umbrella and keep walking. You can't control if people doubt you, but you can control if you let their doubt shut you down or fuel you to prove them wrong. You can't control every circumstance, but you can always control how you respond. That's the difference between those who rise and those who fold. I remember hearing someone say, your attitude determines your altitude. And at first, I thought that was just another catchy phrase. But then I lived it. I watched myself go from days where everything felt stacked against me, bills overdue, opportunities drying up, people walking away, to still finding the energy to get up and declare, this day belongs to me. And you know what happened? I still didn't have all the answers. I still had the problems, but I had peace. And that peace gave me focus. That focus gave me strength. That strength gave me progress. And slowly, things turned around. Not because the circumstances magically disappeared, not critics, but because I didn't let them dictate my spirit. You've got to get this, because if you keep waking up and letting circumstances control you, you will always be a victim. And victims don't win. Victims complain, victims blame, victims wait. But when you take control, when you say, I'm not waiting for a perfect day, I'm going to make this day count no matter what, then you shift from victim to victor. You shift from surviving to thriving. And that shift doesn't start when you get the promotion or when you finally have the money or when people finally clap for you. That shift starts when you wake up in the morning and make the decision to control what you can control. Your mindset, your attitude, your effort, your focus. Let me tell you why this is so important. Because the moment you let circumstances control you, you give away your destiny. Somebody says something negative about you, and now your whole day is ruined. Traffic slows you down, and now you bring that frustration into every room you enter. One unexpected bill arrives, and now you decide you're not motivated anymore. You see how dangerous that is. If your peace is that fragile, if your focus is that weak, you'll never see what you're truly capable of. But when you wake up and remind yourself that you run the show, that no matter what comes your way, you're going to stand strong, then life can hit you, but it won't break you. Life can slow you down, but it won't stop you. Life can test you, but it won't defeat you. And here's the truth. The people who make it to the top, the ones you look at and admire, they don't have perfect days. They have the same struggles, the same losses, the same pain. But the difference is they don't let the circumstances decide their story. They choose. They wake up every morning and they declare, this day is mine. And because they own it, they move differently, they think differently, they produce differently. So I'm asking you right now, what are you going to choose tomorrow morning? Are you going to roll out of bed, scroll through negativity, hit snooze on your dreams, let stress grab you by the throat? Or are you going to rise up, stand tall, and take authority? Because if you want to change your life, if you want to step into the version of yourself that you know you're capable of becoming, it starts with that decision. Every morning, without fail. It doesn't matter if yesterday was the worst day of your life. It doesn't matter if last week you fell flat on your face. It doesn't matter if you've been losing for years. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, you have the chance to reset. You have the chance to claim control. You have the chance to set the tone. And I'm telling you, if you do that consistently, if you wake up and speak life into yourself before the world speaks death into you, you will see a transformation in your energy, your confidence, your productivity. and your destiny. So tomorrow morning, when your alarm clock rings, don't just wake up, rise up, take control. Because if you don't run your day will run you. When I tell you to wake up and say, I refuse to let yesterday define today, I'm not just giving you a cute phrase, I'm giving you a lifeline. Because for some of you, the only reason you can't move forward is because you're still dragging the weight of yesterday into today. You're carrying mistakes, failures, heartbreaks, disappointments, and you don't even realize those things are sitting on your back every single morning. And you wonder why you're exhausted before you've even done any work. You're tired because you're carrying something that doesn't belong to you anymore. Listen, yesterday has already done its job. Yesterday already taught you what it needed to teach you. Yesterday already gave you the scars, the lessons, the experiences. You can't go back and change it. So why do you keep rehearsing it in your mind? Why do you keep replaying conversations you can't redo? Why do you keep punishing yourself for mistakes that are already in the past? That's like running a race with chains on your ankles. You'll never reach the finish line because you're too busy dragging what was instead of running toward what can be. You've got to let yesterday go. I know that sounds easier said than done, but hear me, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen. It means you refuse to let it control your new beginning. It means you look at yesterday and you say, thank you for the lesson, but you don't get to write today's story. That's power. That's maturity. That's freedom. Think about this. The sun rises every morning as a reminder that no matter how dark the night was, a new day always comes. The universe itself is preaching to you that yesterday is done and today is an opportunity. But too many of us wake up, open the curtain, see the sunlight, and still choose to live in the darkness of yesterday. You're robbing yourself. You're sabotaging yourself. Because while you're stuck in yesterday, opportunities are slipping away today. And when tomorrow comes, you'll regret wasting today too. And now you've built a cycle of regret. That's how people get trapped in average, in mediocrity, in despair. You've got to break that cycle. You've got to wake up and literally speak to yourself. I refuse to let yesterday define me. I am not my mistakes. I am not my failures. I am not the pain that tried to break me. I am not the betrayal that tried to destroy me. I am not the missed opportunity. I am more. And today is a new chance to prove it. That declaration resets your spirit. That declaration frees you to live without the weight of yesterday choking you. Let me be real with you. Some of you don't move forward because you've made your identity out of yesterday. You've convinced yourself you're a failure because you failed once. You've convinced yourself you're unworthy because somebody rejected you. You've convinced yourself you're unlucky because you lost before. That's the lie you've been telling yourself. And as long as you believe that lie, you'll never step into your potential. But if you wake up and say, that was yesterday. That was one chapter. That was one season. That was one fall. It does not define who I am today. Then suddenly you release yourself from prison. I don't care if yesterday you quit. I don't care if yesterday you wasted time. I don't care if yesterday you broke promises to yourself. Today is a chance to keep going. Today is a chance to try again. Today is a chance to do it differently. But you can't seize that chance if your eyes are always looking backwards. You cannot drive forward staring in the rearview mirror. The windshield is bigger for a reason, because what's in front of you is greater than what's behind you. And I know some of you have been through heavy things, heartbreak, failure, even betrayal that cut deep. And it feels almost disrespectful to say, let it go. But letting it go doesn't minimize your pain. It maximizes your future. Holding on to it doesn't heal you. It chains you. Forgive where you need to forgive. Release where you need to release. Learn what you need to learn. But don't let that pain rob you of another sunrise. Don't let that disappointment write the script for another day of your life. You've got to fight to protect your today. You've got to wake up every morning with a warrior's mindset that says, I am not a hostage to my past. I am a builder of my future. Because every time you allow yesterday to creep into today, you've given your past more power than your present. And nothing changes until you stop giving your past permission to rule your life. Let me remind you, even champions fail. Even champions have bad days. Even champions lose. But what makes them champions is not that they never lost. It's that they never let one loss define their identity. They wake up the next day, reset, and go again. That's what you've got to do. Every day is your reset button. But if you keep dragging yesterday's losses into today, you'll never have the strength to win. So from this day forward, I want you to wake up with a declaration. I refuse to let yesterday define today. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it drowns out the voice of regret, the voice of shame, the voice of failure. Say it until your spirit rises up with confidence that no matter what happened yesterday, you are still here, you are still breathing, and you are still capable of greatness today. Because the truth is, yesterday is gone. Tomorrow isn't promised. All you have is today. And you cannot afford to waste today living in the shadows of yesterday. So wake up, look in the mirror, and remind yourself, today is fresh. Today is new. Today belongs to me. When you wake up in the morning, one of the most important things you can ever tell yourself is this: I am capable. I am enough. I am built for this. Because if you don't speak that truth into your spirit before the world throws doubt your way, you'll be crushed under the weight of insecurity, comparison, and fear. Let's be real. Life has a way of whispering to you, you're not good enough. Every time you face a challenge, every time you step into a new environment, not critics, every time you reach for something greater, that little voice tries to creep in and convince you that you don't have what it takes. And if you don't shut it down, that voice will control your life. See, too many of us wake up already doubting ourselves. Before the day even begins, you're already questioning whether you can handle what's coming. Not critics. You look at the bills, you look at the responsibilities, you look at the challenges, and you convince yourself you're not ready. But I came to tell you this morning, you are more ready than you realize. You've survived things people don't even know about, not critics. You've been through storms that would have buried somebody else. You've endured pain, setbacks, heartbreak, and you're still standing. Do you really think you made it this far just to collapse now? Do you really think you've gone through everything you've gone through just to fold when it matters most? No. You were built for this. You've got to start seeing yourself the way you were designed, not the way your fears describe you. Because when you believe you're not enough, you shrink, you hold back, you play small. And the sad thing is, most people don't fail because they don't have the ability. They fail because they never believed they had it. They talked themselves out of their own blessing. They convinced themselves they weren't capable before they even tried. Don't let that be you. Every morning you need to declare, I am capable. Not just capable of surviving, not just capable of scraping by, but capable of excelling, capable of thriving, capable of dominating whatever is in front of me. Because here's the truth: capability is not about having everything figured out. It's about knowing that whatever comes, you will find a way. You might not have all the answers right now, but you've got the creativity, the resilience, the grit, and the drive to figure it out. That's what makes you capable. And let's address the other side, the part of you that feels like you're not enough. That's one of the greatest lies life will ever try to sell you. You're not smart enough. You're not strong enough. You're not talented enough. You're not worthy enough. But let me tell you something. You were enough the day you were born. You've always been enough. Enough doesn't mean perfect. Enough doesn't mean without flaws. Enough means you are exactly who you need to be to step into the purpose you've been given. When you believe that, you stop waiting for validation from people who don't even believe in themselves. You stop waiting for approval from the world to tell you that you're valuable. You wake up and you walk like you belong, because you do. And when I say you are built for this, I mean life did not put you here by accident. You are not a mistake. Everything about you, not critics, the way you think, the way you move, the way you see the world, has been designed for the race you're supposed to run. You don't need to copy anyone else. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. What they're built for isn't what you're built for. You've got your own lane, your own assignment, your own race. And everything inside you is enough to win in that lane. But here's the thing, you can't just say it once and expect to believe it. You've got to speak it until it becomes a conviction. Every morning, no matter how you feel, no matter what yesterday looked like, no matter how uncertain the future seems, you've got to open your mouth and declare, I am capable. I am enough. I am built for this. Because words create worlds. If you speak defeat, you'll live defeated. If you speak doubt, you'll walk in doubt. But if you speak capability, if you speak sufficiency, if you speak strength, your spirit will rise up to match your words. I want you to think about the hardest season of your life. The time you thought you weren't going to make it. The time you thought it was over. And yet here you are. That alone is proof that you are built for more than you think. If you survived that, if you overcame that, if you endured that, don't you dare tell yourself you're not enough. Don't you dare look in the mirror and question your strength. You have evidence of your resilience. You have proof of your power. So why keep doubting yourself? Some of you need to understand that capability isn't just about talent. It's about heart. It's about persistence. It's about refusing to quit. The world is full of talented people who gave up, and people with average skills who refused to quit and ended up winning. What separates the two is the belief that I can handle this. I can fight through this. I can figure this out. That's the spirit you've got to carry. That's the mindset you need to feed every single morning, because life is going to test you. Don't think for a second that it won't. You're going to face obstacles that feel too heavy, mountains that look too high, valleys that seem too dark. And in those moments, the only thing that will keep you moving is the belief that you were built for this. If you don't believe it, you'll quit. But if you do, you'll endure. You'll push. You'll keep moving until you break through. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't just rush into your day. Take a moment, look yourself in the mirror, and declare with conviction, I am capable. I am enough. I am built for this. Because when you say it, when you believe it, and when you act on it, there is nothing, nothing that can stop you. When you wake up in the morning, you have to look yourself in the mirror and declare, I will win today by my effort, not by my excuses. Because let's be honest, excuses are easy. Excuses feel comfortable. Excuses let you off the hook. But excuses never change your life. Excuses never put food on the table. Excuses never build your dream. Excuses never open doors. Excuses only keep you in the same place you were yesterday, wishing, waiting, and blaming. I've seen too many people who have all the potential in the world, all the talent, all the opportunity, and yet they never go anywhere. Because every time it's time to step up, they pull out an excuse. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I don't have the resources. People don't support me. Listen to me. Everybody has a reason to quit. Everybody has a reason to slow down. Everybody has a reason to say it's too hard. But not everybody has the discipline to rise up and say, no, I'm going to give effort today. I'm going to fight today. I'm going to do everything in my power to win today. That's the difference between the people who talk about success and the people who actually taste it. Effort will always outwork excuse. You might not be the most talented. You might not be the most educated. You might not have the most connections. But if you wake up every morning and you out-effort everybody else, you will win. Because talent without effort is wasted. Potential without effort is meaningless. Dreams without effort are fantasies. I want you to think about the people you admire, the ones who made it, the ones who climbed from nothing to something. You know what separates them. It's not that life was easier for them. It's not that doors magically opened. It's that they refused to let excuses run their life. They woke up and gave everything they had, even when it wasn't convenient, even when nobody was clapping for them, even when nobody was watching. They worked when they were tired. They worked when they were broke. They worked when they felt like quitting. And because of that, they rose above the crowd of excuse makers. The truth is, you cannot make excuses and progress at the same time. You can either justify your situation or you can change it, but you can't do both. Too many people want to complain about what they don't have, about how unfair life is, about who didn't help them, instead of focusing on what they can do with what they've got. Let me tell you something, what you have right now is enough to start. You may not have everything, but you have something. You have energy, you have time, you have ideas, you have skills. And if you put effort into those things consistently, opportunities will come. But if you sit back making excuses, you'll always stay stuck where you are. Every morning when you wake up, you've got to make a decision. Not later, not after coffee, not when you feel like it immediately. You've got to decide, I'm going to win today. I don't care if yesterday I lost. I don't care if I failed. I don't care if I fell short. Today is a new day, and I will give maximum effort. And once you decide that, you have to hold yourself accountable. You can't let your feelings talk you out of it, because feelings will lie to you. Feelings will tell you, stay in bed, hit snooze, skip the workout, don't make that call. Don't take that risk. If you let feelings lead you, you'll never win. Effort has to lead you. Discipline has to lead you. Commitment has to lead you. Here's what I need you to understand. Winning is not about one big moment. Winning is about the small efforts you give every single day. It's about choosing not to quit when it's hard. It's about showing up when it's boring. It's about being consistent when nobody sees it. Every small act of effort adds up. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize all those little wins built the life you were dreaming about. But it only happens if you stop letting excuses rob you of your effort. I know you've got obstacles. I know you've got struggles. I know you've got problems that feel overwhelming. But the question isn't, do you have problems? The question is, are you going to let those problems stop you? Or are you going to give effort in spite of them? Because let me tell you something, some of the greatest victories in life are won by people who were at their lowest point, who had every reason to quit, every reason to say, this is too much. And yet they chose to give effort anyway. And that effort built strength. That strength built momentum. And that momentum built victory. Excuses sound good, but they don't pay off. Effort doesn't always feel good, but it pays off every single time. That's why when you wake up, you've got to condition your mind. You've got to declare, I will win today by my effort, not by my excuses. Say it until it's ingrained in you. Say it until your mind understands that quitting is not an option. That blaming is not an option. That waiting is not an option. Say it until effort becomes who you are. Because when effort becomes your identity, winning becomes your lifestyle. You stop hoping for success and you start creating it. You stop waiting for opportunities and you start building them. You stop being at the mercy of circumstances and you start dictating outcomes. That's what effort does. It gives you power over your life. So when the alarm clock rings, don't hit snooze. Don't roll over. Don't tell yourself you'll try again tomorrow. Get up. Speak life into your day. Remind yourself that excuses will only hold you back, but effort will carry you forward. And then go out and give everything you've got, no matter how small it feels, no matter how hard it gets. Because at the end of the day, excuses will leave you with regret, but effort will leave you with results. And results are what win the day.